Hello and welcome back to the Guidance from Within podcast. I'm your friend and host, Brittany. I am an Akashic Record reader, esoteric energy healer, and a spiritual life coach. But I blend all of those things to help you empower your divine. Today, I want to talk to you about something really fun, and it's about the life of an old soul. It's about living the life of an old soul and some lessons I've learned along the way. Before I dive into being an old soul and what that really means, if you'd like to hear more from me and Guidance from Within podcast and you want to join this community, please subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, definitely subscribe to this channel so you can be informed about more of these episodes. All right, so let's dive in. So what is an old soul? Well, for me, an old soul is quite literally a soul who has been incarnating here on the earthly plane for a long time. We have seen some things, done a lot of things, and we know our way around the block, right? We've got the hang of this whole reincarnation thing. We have a really good grasp of what we're here to do, and we're on our journey to deepening the experience of being human on the earthly plane with the awareness of a soul. If you're going through a spiritual awakening journey, welcome to the Old Soul Club. I totally think that you're an old soul if you're having a spiritual awakening, so welcome here. I would like to dive deeper into some lessons I've learned as an old soul and kind of give you some stories behind where these lessons come from. So the number one, first lesson I've learned being an old soul here is you never have to force life in your favor. It's all about your vibration. There have been many times in my life where I kept forcing what I had desired to come to me. I kept struggling because I wasn't getting what I wanted. I was really focused on why I wasn't getting the thing I wanted and the blocks, and really having a difficult time seeing what I wanted just out of my reach, just out of my grasp. And over time, I learned that it's not so much about being on the path to obtaining that goal, but it's actually so much about, are you embodying the vibration of obtaining the goal that you want? And I'll give you an example. A lot of my life, I grew up in poverty. My family never had money. My family who adopted me when I was 10 didn't have a lot of money. And there were a lot of gaping wounds around money and abundance in general. So as a young adult, I'm still a young adult, I'm only 27. But as a young adult, I kept seeing the external world and money just as a difficult thing to obtain. You'd always have to fight for it, work for it, sweat for it, cry for it. Money was just this gray cloud looming over my head at every point and turn. And I'm not going to say I'm totally healed from an abundance wound. I'm not totally healed from my fear of having a lack of money. Things ebb and flow. We heal through an ebb and flow state. There are layers to all aspects of our healing. However, in 2020, a huge shift occurred collectively. A huge shift occurred for everyone, including myself. And that year, I decided that money was going to come to me because I was going to embrace the vibration of money. I was no longer going to feel the absence of money, but I chose to start feeling the vibration of an abundance of money in my life. I even have a Lakshmi poster, which is considered a goddess of money. And I look at her, I look at Lakshmi, I look at the poster, and I'm just grateful for the abundance of money in my life. I'm no longer reaching and grasping for money, but I've realized that whenever I make the most money in my life, it's when I'm doing the things I love, and it's when I'm not thinking about it. I'm just embracing the vibration of it. So if that helps you around money, I hope so. That is the first lesson I learned. You never have to force life in your favor. It's all about your vibration. How far are you willing to change and fine tune your vibration, the vibration that you are emitting to the world, in order to attract the things that you want and the things that your soul is leading you to have? It's actually a whole lot easier than sometimes we allow it to be. Number two, communication with divine is all around us. When you have a spiritual awakening and you realize you're an old soul, one thing you'll realize is that communication with divine is everywhere. It is in nature. It is within other people. It is within the music we hear and the podcasts we listen to. It is within the random objects we find when we're taking a walk or strolling on the beach. Divine is speaking to us in an unlimited amount of ways. There are signs everywhere that you are not alone. You are always supported. You are divinely supported only if you wish to pay attention to it and to see it. That is number 2. And I'll give you an example. The next time you are walking down the road, how many different birds do you see? How many different animals come across your path? To me, these are all signs from divine. I say this about animals because just a couple of days ago, I was looking out a window randomly. I just felt called to go look out this window, following my intuition, gazed out the blinds of the window, and in the backyard, 2 bunnies were hopping around each other, running at each other, running away, running back to each other, running away. And funny enough, bunnies are a spirit animal for me. They've helped guided me in a lot of different aspects of my life. And I saw these 2 bunnies so happy, playing around each other, just doing this really fun dance. I had never seen 2 bunnies interact. I've only ever seen one cross my path. So I take that as a great sign from divine that the direction I am heading in life is totally clear, totally abundant, and in alignment with my soul. The next time you're in nature, what do you see? What are you observing? And then can you do a little bit of detective work or maybe some intuition work that helps you decipher the sign itself? Okay, number 3, we are powerful and loving beings. Nothing is unattainable if we will it. You are powerful and there is nothing wrong with your power. Sometimes when we hear the word power, especially willpower, we think negatively about it. For old souls, for those of us going through a spiritual awakening, we realize that our divine willpower is sacred and it can be used really as a benefit. Our willpower can be used to be of service. Our willpower can and will be used to create a better world. So just know, there's nothing wrong with the power inside of you. If you choose to use it to be of service and for your highest good, you can change the world and make a really positive impact with your divine willpower. The other side of this is you are a loving being. There is so much love. There is so much love that flows freely within you, from you to your soul to source every day. If we tap into our love and we tap into our divine willpower and combine the two, nothing that you want in life is unattainable. When we are directed forward by willpower through divine and directed forward with divine love, there is nothing we can't accomplish. And truly, we can change the world with these 2 forces. So knowing that you're ready to embrace your divine power, you're ready to embrace your divine love, how can that change your life? Really notice it. Notice your power. Notice that it comes from a greater loving source for you, and see how it can work in your life and change your life as you go about your day to day. Are you an old soul, and do you have any sort of lessons you've learned as an old soul? Please comment that lesson. Please leave a comment, leave a review. If you're on YouTube, I want to hear from you. Post a comment about a lesson you've learned as an old soul, or maybe a question you have about being an old soul. I would love to have you a part of this community, and I'd love to talk to you about it. Make sure to subscribe because next week I have a really fantastic episode coming for you, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Alrighty, thanks for being here and take care.